A very good morning. We're back in Amsterdam, and you might be wondering, Fabio, what is this MetaTrader 5 screenshot here on your screen? Well, this is one of my live trading accounts. Yesterday, as you can see, the 23rd of July, I deposited 25,000 US dollars onto this account. I'll be looking to deposit more somewhere this week or next week. And this is going to be a live track record account. So this is a request that I've gotten a lot. Fabio, can you please start like a live track record? How do we know that you're actually profitable? How do you know that we can trust you? I've decided to start a track record account. So I'm going to be tracking my trades or some of my trades that I take on this account live. So yeah, you guys can see on my FX book. I'll be sharing on my FX book link to verify that I actually know what I'm doing. So as you can see, some EURUSD buys yeah, those EURUSD buys have been playing out nicely. Obviously, we have a very small lot size. But what I want to show you guys today is the daily market outlook, obviously. So we're going to dive into EURUSD, the major dollar pairs, and of course gold. And we're going to start with EURUSD. So euro dollar itself obviously pushed up higher pretty much exactly as expected yesterday, guys. I think the overall analysis yesterday was on point with me stating that the overall momentum obviously is bullish. Then after that, we can clearly see that the daily swing is bullish. So we drop from the daily down to the 4 hour down to, let's say, the 1 hour, right? So these are kind of like the main terms that you want to analyze. And then in addition to that, you can also start on the weekly. So let's do a full top-down analysis here on your USD and why your dollar has been pushing up higher. So first of all, on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that the overall momentum is in towards the upside. Now, we always look at two things to understand if momentum wants to continue up higher. We look at the overall swing structure, while the overall swing is bullish. Then we look at the overall fractal structure, while the fractal structure is bullish from this low in towards this high. Here we can see the low has been respected. And in addition to that, the second thing that we look at is a supply demand zone. Now here we have a very clear area of demand. We can see that we tapped into that and we've been flying out ever since. Zooming out to the weekly time frame as well, we can see clearly that we have liquidity here, and that's pretty much the target that I have before kind of seeing like a steeper overall retracement, so around that 1.20 level. Let's see if we reach it. Not sure if we do. But now looking at the daily time frame, why have we been pushing up? Well, obviously again, swing structure is bullish after this breaker structure here. So swing structure is bullish, fractal structure is bullish from this low in towards this high. And then if you draw in the overall PVD, so the premium versus discount, we can clearly see that the current fractal low towards the fractal high, that retraced in towards discount pricing, which is also an area of demand again in the form of these two imbalance candles, which broke market structure. So again, we look at the fractal structure, then we look at the demand zone, and we look at the PVD. Then you can clearly see that it's been a very beautiful setup on your USD overall. Look at liquidity, and it will become a little bit more clear on the 4 hour. And then what you'll be able to see is that we took out these ascending lows here. And then once that got taken out, that is where the overall reversal happened for on euro dollar. Now, then to look for the overall confirmation that we're actually ready to head up higher. Fractal break, second fractal break, third fractal break. I mean, after that first fractal break, obviously that's a risky one. The second fractal break is confirmation. Again, here the imbalance is pushing the market up higher. So that in addition to that, that was also like the 0.5 fib. Again, exactly to absolute precision. And that again pushed the market up higher. So overall, very, very clean price action here for euro dollar. And I'll be looking to further long this back up in towards this liquidity high, as that for me is now the only trade really possible, longs on euro dollar. Now, as you can see, being aggressive here on euro USD played out. As you can see, we took out the London low, and then after that, after hitting all the stops, we fueled a next leg up higher. Preferably yesterday, I wanted to see this low get taken out, then fuel the next move up higher. This happened on GBPUSD actually, so there was a nice trade to be taken there. I'll discuss that later in this video. But overall, yeah, euro USD pushing up higher. Yeah, so now I'll be looking for the 15-minute structure. As we can see, we're still kind of like descending consolidative. Longs are still on the table, but I'm looking for some cleaner price action. Preferably, you want to retrace in towards the overall sell before the buy here, or at least, for example, in towards these two wicks over here. Now, if we look at this, we can see that we haven't yet tapped into that demand zone. So I would prefer another push down on euro dollar before looking for the next push up. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would prefer. So for me, it's a little bit too aggressive to, for example, look at this as internal structure here. So like, let's say this is a break and this is now the high internally, because the actual fractal structure is between here and here. So this for me is a little bit too aggressive. I would personally at least need to see it tap into demand and then the change of character to get into a long that aggressively. But this overall as well is a very strong area of demand because it liquidated the London low. Therefore, this for me is kind of like the optimal area to go long from. So that's what I have for euro USD. Going into the dollar index, we can see that the dollar index has been pushing down lower. Overall, it makes sense from the perspective of the 4-hour swing, first of all. So the 4-hour swing structure, here you have the breaker structure down, swing high, swing low, market retraces into the buy before the sell, and then yeah, from there we've been selling off. Obviously this is kind of like your extreme area of supply. I mentioned this last week mainly, that this is kind of like the last area of resistance for the dollar index. So if you paid attention, you'll know that. Very good kind of like compare this chart with is dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss is a pair that's really been moving very clean in line with the dollar index overall. But starting on the weekly time frame, we can see that weekly supply is still in control. So at the beginning of the week, I mentioned that we're still in this supply zone as long as this fractal high is respected. Like downside is still kind of like on the table. Looking here at the daily time frame, we're near the overall daily fractal low. Once that breaks, look for kind of like a retracement in towards here for those further shorts to take at this low here. So that's kind of like the way that you can look at it from the dollar index perspective. But let's not waste too much time on it because you can't obviously trade it, or most of you don't trade it. Looking here at the daily time frame on AU. So AU overall hasn't really reacted to that area of supply. Inside of that daily supply zone, also no 4-hour bearish change of character whatsoever. So not really a pair that I've been looking to trade at all, to be very honest. Yeah, overall we had a 4-hour supply zone over here. And you could see this as kind of like the liquidity high. So now if we do see kind of like the fractal low break here, then I do see potential to short and take out these ascending lows. That's kind of like the only trade that I really identify or can see. And that would be in line with the overall daily fractal structure as well, which is currently still bearish from this high in towards this low. Going into GBPUSD, that was actually one of my favorite trades yesterday. Again, overall, so look, overall shorts look good. From the perspective that we had kind of like this ascending market structure, we took out a weekly swing high here to our left. And after that, going back to the daily, you can see that we've now, or that the overall, let's say, market structure was still bullish, right? So here breaker structure, here breaker structure. So breaker structure, breaker structure. This is your overall swing low. This is your overall swing high. You retrace as deep as it's possibly, like as deep as it is possibly able, or as deep as it can. Then you take out this overall swing low, and then you look to trade the reversal at least back up in towards this supply zone. So there was a long on the table. Like you didn't even see a break of structure underneath this low, meaning that the overall market structure swing-wise was still bullish. And then there's obviously still potential also from fractal perspective, at least to retrace into supply, because you don't expect the market just to drop again. You expect it to at least retrace into supply. So longs were definitely there on the table. Then you go to the 4-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour, you've had such clean price action because after taking out this swing low here, first of all, the 4-hour change of character, this demand zone, boom, pushed the market up higher. Then again, here internally as well, very beautiful price action. Then it retraced in towards this overall sell before the buy here, pushed up higher again, and now again it's pushing up. So we're looking at the fact that we're inside of this area of supply. Now, by the way, yesterday's trade and the one that I was referring to during your USD today is that this demand zone is fake because there's no liquidity in the push up. So what happens, you take out the liquidity low itself, and then you get the change of character up, and then this becomes your demand zone, and then boom, you just execute based on that demand zone. Stop loss underneath the low. This is a strong area of demand. Why? Because it took out a liquidity low. And those are the beautiful setups, like easy 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now that we've retraced back up into daily supply from here, obviously we can look to see somewhat of a bearish reaction, but yeah, don't fight the momentum. For now, we're pushing up higher, and there's still a lot of ascending highs. But if we do see somewhat of a 4-hour change of character again, then I'll be interested in looking for some shorts, kind of as a hedge against EURUSD longs. Going into NZDUSD, we can see that NZDUSD is pushing up higher. This is actually one of those perfect trades that I should be in, let me put it that way, from the perspective that I've been discussing that the overall daily fractal is bullish. So current fractal low, current fractal high, your trades again pretty much towards as deep as possible. Like from a fractal structure perspective, if you just trade like the overall momentum, like here you have a BOS, here you have a BOS, then swing low, swing high, then just buy based on swing structure, based on fractal structure. Now, if you want additional confirmation, obviously go to the 4-hour, and then on the 4-hour time frame, what you see here is the 4-hour change of character, and then this is the demand. Now, personally, I was looking for us to liquidate this low and then look for the long, as you can see from yesterday's market outlook, but sadly, it just didn't happen. And now the momentum is already so high in towards the upside. So, yeah, I mean, overall for NZDUSD, you'll be wanting to look for those long continuation plays, as that makes sense from a daily fractal perspective, from a 4-hour fractal perspective, and also from a weekly fractal perspective, the weekly fractal structure is bullish as well. So everything bullish for NZDUSD. So yeah, those longs make sense. Now dollar Swiss, dollar yen, and gold. Dollar Swiss pushing down lower aggressively. This is absolute beautiful, beautiful PA. I've been discussing this as well for the last few days since the beginning of the week, so I hope some of you are in. Daily fractal high, daily fractal low, fractal structure is bearish. This is a daily imbalance. Retrace into the daily imbalance and then just trade the overall daily momentum. So first of all, daily momentum is down, then daily fractal structure is down. So you can get into that daily fractal structure. Now, if you want more confirmation, go to the 4 hour. Now, based on the 4 hour time frame here, the BOS, swing high, swing low. Overall Fibonacci retracement, again, I don't know how it's possible, man. The 0.5 fib just always gets hit. 0.5 fib pushes the market down lower. And as you can see, overall order flow, bearish, bearish, bearish. Now it hasn't tapped into here, but if it would tap into there, then obviously just look for the continuation plays, and this should look to take out this low soon. So yeah, where I started shorting over here last time was just a little bit too early, because now the real move in towards the downside is happening. But yeah, very clear price action overall. Dollar yen. Dollar yen is one of those uglier pairs. It's now at a very interesting level. It has this daily imbalance over here, this daily sell before the big buy up, and it has these two equal lows right above it. So that could push the market up higher. Keep an eye on the 4 hour time frame. For now, the 4 hour time frame for me, it's a little bit too aggressive to look for longs despite the 4 hour bullish change of character, because here we still have this supply zone. So yeah, not really interested in dollar yen. I would say, because some of you might be looking at dollar yen longs, but for me, it's just a little bit too consolidative, this pair. Yeah, I would preferably trade dollar Swiss myself. And I would preferably want to look for longs on or for shorts on dollar yen once the current fractal low here breaks, and then look for shorts as the overall swing structure is still bearish. So for me, that would be the only play possible. Not looking for longs here personally, just because of the consolidative price action, but also because the weekly is still fractal bearish as well, with the weekly supply zone still in control and equal lows open here as well. Going into gold, one of our favorites, guys. What can I say? What can I say, man? I've been calling this all month long. Let's say all month long, man. Like, guys, drop a comment in the comment section down below if you've been able to profit off gold. I've been calling this shit every single day. You can clearly see gold on the daily time frame again, and I don't want to like be repetitive, but swing structure bullish, demand zone connection, liquidation. Then again here, demand zone connection, liquidation of this low, fractal structure break, another fractal structure break. I mentioned the whole time longs from here. Then on the 4 hour time frame, there was the bullish confirmation over here, second bullish confirmation over here. Yeah, I mean, been calling this stuff every single day. So yeah, overall, very nice play. Yesterday again, absolute beautiful scenes on the 1 hour time frame. Where again, this is kind of like what you get: low break, low break, low break, high break, and then you just want to kind of like, yeah, gas, because it's still inside this 1 hour imbalance candle, and that just causes the market to push up higher. So yeah, beautiful price action. Can't really make anything else of it, and just continue to look for longs. Gold is bullish due to the uncertainty surrounding Powell, and also the uncertainty surrounding tariffs, and also the uncertainty in Japan as well. Regarding the political situation there. So yeah, still bullish on gold and looking for a push into all-time highs. So that's it for today. Today we're going live on YouTube at 2:30 Central Eastern Time, so make sure to be there. Don't forget to leave a like, and if you want the fractal indicator that I'm using here every single day, also make sure to check out the description of this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.